much of the time, but just like to start with introduce yourself, and then you can kick off by telling us about the man engineer Shubham from your own perspective. That's one thing we should start with.
Okay.
Sorry, please.
My name is Tokunbo, Wahab. I'm the Honorable Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources in Lagos State. I assumed office on the 23rd of September 2023, and when I got here, I had the privilege of working with Engineer Olalekan Shudende for some months. Engineer Olalekan Shudende, by all standards, is a consummate professional. A very knowledgeable engineer, and is someone who knows his onions and will speak his mind on issues. You can be rest assured when it comes to this job and it comes to Lagos topography, drainage, and all sorts. You see a touch of his experience. Yes, it's somebody that you can also very easily misconstrue, because if he disagrees with you, he will not mince word, which is one of those qualities that are missing in the system these days. If he's not happy, he will tell you why he's not happy. He will express himself. And I find that very encouraging. We worked for some months, and the footprint of the things we did together and the things we discussed that we have to do to move the state forward are the things that we are now still implementing. So I will give that to him readily. And he's somebody that also believes in the rule of law, which is one of those things that made us work easily together. He believes people that are badly behaved should also face the consequences of being badly behaved, and that actually helped us a lot in setting the tone for all what we did together in the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. So, as he seeks to wind down his activity in public service, the state is going to miss one of those consummate professionals. I can tell you for a fact that the state is going to miss his reservoir of knowledge, his depth, and his professionalism, his energy, and that spiritual side of him that a lot of people don't know. And I just have to wish him well.
Great. Thank you, sir. I mean, you actually answered a couple of questions I have written down already. But I'd just like to go into some specifics.
Okay.
A pumping station pumping about 3 million liters of water on the island, specifically aimed at addressing the perennial flooding issue on the island, was one of the things that Engineer Shudende had worked on. Can you please tell us his role?
Thank you very much. Now, I have to give a background to this, and I'm glad you asked the question. Some years back, I was in education as an EXCO member, and they brought this unique design to the Executive Council of Lagos State under Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. My predecessor in office, my Egbon, Satunji Bello, and Engineer Shuda India and the team came to discuss and get the approval of EXCO. I listened to it. I followed the narrative, and I knew what they were talking about was going to help deflood Lagos Island and the perennial flooding issues that we've had. More so is below the sea level, and the density of Lagos Island had changed over time. So, and as Providence will have it, when the governor came back for a second term, I had the privilege of coming to this ministry. So we spoke extensively about this. It's about the only one in Africa they've done so far. The pumping station at Ilubiri is massive, is unique, and now that it's ready for commissioning, you can't write the story of how we seek to end the perennial flooding of Lagos Island without engraving Shuda in his name in platinum. And this is not flattering him. This is speaking to what he had done. That was why I said earlier, I said his footprint and the things that they signed and agreed to do are some of the things we are still working on in the ministry. So that pumping station is unique. It's one of the type, it's the first of its type in Africa, and it will go a long way to solve a major perennial problem, which is the flooding of Lagos Island. And thankfully, the regeneration of Lagos Island is ongoing by the governor. So by the time this whole thing are done in this ecosystem, you now see the value of this. By the way, the regeneration design was also part of his own roadmap. And he's an islander, so he's been very passionate about Lagos and Lagos Island, and he tells the story of growing up. It never used to be like this, and thankfully the government awarded that contract, and it's ongoing now.
If you're going to characterize the style, Engineer Shuda is this style, because you had said earlier that if you don't know him, if you're not, you can misconstrue him.
Yes.
You know, so his style, his approach to work.
He's not a lazy person. So for you to get along with him, he was very hardworking. He must be very intelligent. And you must be on your feet. He's a very agile and active person. Now, you can misconstrue him to be arrogant. People that are self-confident are usually misconstrued as arrogant by people that have a complex. And he speaks his mind. He's very expressive. And it boils down to his depth of knowledge, as far as I'm concerned. So I never had a problem with that. Do we disagree? Oh, yes. Because I'm a man of conviction, just like he is. And then we can sit and say, HC. I say, no, yes, I think we can go this route. But what we often agree on is we must fix the problem. However way we choose to now go about it, we may agree or disagree, but we are never disagreeable on it. And that's why I say you can misconstrue him. Self-confident, he knows his onions, he's very intelligent. Because it's not brilliance. Intelligence is how to apply knowledge and know the feedback you can get if you apply it well or otherwise. So he's good at that. And Lagos civil service or public service will miss a very robust and competent hand at the end of the day.
While enjoying the living service, this is going to be my last question. So as a leave service, there are so many engineers in the Ministry of Environment especially the Office of Draining Services, where he has a lot of competency. What do you think should be drawn from him? What do you think that the up-and-coming engineer should look forward to, should look to in engineer Shudendi?
They can still tap him as a resource person if they are humble enough. You see, experience is something you don't buy. And positive experience is something that is very rare in the market. Engineering is a very unique field. So for that kind of a resource, you must see him as a reservoir you can always go back to and tap from. And I do it, I converse with him on issues. And so I see no reason why those upcoming engineers that seek to do well should not do the same. So for Engineer Alaleko Shudendi, I wish him good health as he retires. But I know he's not tired. So I still believe there are still opportunities that this state can still offer him. And I know he's always willing and ready to serve. Thank you very much, Engineer, and have a wonderful retirement.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.